Welcome back to Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this beautiful structured fan sleeve, beaded all around as you can see. So you can decide to bead this sleeve. You can also use your appliques for it. So here you can see what I came out with. I actually used my applique to decorate mine, and you need to make two pieces of this sleeve, one on the front and the other at the back. Then at the end of the day, you are going to stitch them at the scallop. So I'm going to show you how to go about this sleeve, okay, and how to stitch the two of them together. Now at the end of the day, you are going to tack it at the bust point, and you also tack it at the back dart. Okay, so stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. To start off this tutorial, we are going to make a square first. So I will just measure from the top of my paper the width of my paper. I'm going to use 12 inches. I'm using 12 inches for the width of my paper, and I'm using 15 inches for the length of it. So I'll go ahead and make this mark. So this is just a guide. 12 by 15 is a guide. So we are going to mark from up. We are going to mark on this part, just mark 1.5 inch and mark 1.5. You mark the same 1.5 inch and mark 1.5. So from this 1.5, divide your paper into 2 and find the midpoint. So here is my midpoint, and at this midpoint you share it 1 inch this way and 1 inch that way. So after that is done, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to start off from here to mark 3 inches. You mark 3 inches. You mark 3 inches. Then at this 3 inches line, okay. So first of all, after marking 3 inches, from here to here is 3 inches, 3 inches, and 3 inches. You start from here, and from here to here, remember we mark 1.5 inch and 1.5 inches. That's from top to bottom, like that. So you mark the first section 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. So next you bring in your, you come to the up here and also mark, divide what you have from here into 2. So for me, this is the midline, and I'm going to come down from the midline. I'll come down by 4 inches. So you mark 4 inches, and from that 4 inches, you are going to place your ruler this way. We are going to place our ruler this way. You use the bending part of your ruler and connect. Okay, let me use my red marker. So I used this part of my ruler. I'm using my red marker now and connect. Then after connecting from here to here, I'm going to place my ruler this way. I'll find a way to blend that point, so it gives me, okay, oh sorry, so it connects to the tip like this. Okay, sorry about that. So now we'll leave that at that point. Then we'll also come over to the down piece and divide what we have into 2 to get the midpoint. So here is my midpoint. You also come up by 4 inches. So once you come up by 4 inches, you keep your ruler this way and then keep it to the tip like this. Okay, you blend it up to the tip like this. So after we have connected all of these lines, at these divisions, I'm going to extend these lines, these divisions. Just I will use a broken line to extend them. So I'm going to extend the divisions at 1 inch. So I'll measure 1 inch on them. 1 inch. This one I will not measure it, so it's after we are done connecting this to this. So once you connect, measure 1 inch on this line between the division, you get the midpoint. So here is my midpoint. So I'm going to connect this way. I will connect from this 1 inch to this point, and from I'll also go in 1 inch to here, connect from here to here, and from here to here to form the base. So for this one, I'll sit my ruler like this and turn it this way. Okay, although it's looking somehow funny, so you can round it up. I'm sorry, I don't actually know how to draw, but at least you understand what I did there. Later when cutting it, I'm going to arrange it. So now this one, I'll get the midpoint on this line too, and I'm going to connect from here to here. So what we are forming here is the scallops. We are forming the scallops. So this is the second scallop. Then I'm going to get the midpoint of what I have here. Here is the midpoint. So I'm going to first connect this to this 1 inch, and then I won't connect this to this because this one ran into the one we have here. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this and this, okay, not the 1.5, this and this. So here is the midpoint, and I'll go up by 1 inch. So I'm going to connect from here to the 1 inch. So like I said, this is actually very technical. So if you want to make this sleeve, that means you actually know how to draw. So after connecting this to this, although it's actually looking bigger, we could have just connected it to here. Okay, so we'll now go ahead and blend the whole of this way. You can see how I kept my ruler. So you can just go ahead and finish it up with. So I am just going to use my free hand, okay, because our ruler might not actually give us exactly what we want. So this one is actually looking big. This should be the smallest we have right there. So what I'll do, I'll just taper this into here. I'll come closer to it and make this one bigger. I believe you understand. Sorry I cannot draw anyway, but then you get the gist, or you understand what we are doing here. So this is how to go about the sleeve to the extent I can draw. So what you will do is, if you are very good in drawing, you have the guide, so you can just go this way. You can go this way and round it up this way, okay, before you cut. So I think what we have here is fine and good. I can now go ahead to cut it, people. So it's not actually easy to draw anyway, but at least what we have here, we can manage it. I'm going to cut my pattern out following the direction of my markings. So I'm cutting through the scallops, as you can see right here. So after cutting it, I'm going to place it on my fabric to cut. So this is what I got right here. So I just feel like going into the scallops just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just to define it, okay. So I just went in a little bit more and defined the inner scallop. So I think what we have here is okay. So I brought my fabric 15 inches by 15 inches, 15 inches on fold and 15 inches by the length. So when I open it, I have 30 inches by 15 inches length. So I'm going to use my stay right now. I'm going to stay, and here you can see I've already stayed it. So you can use your peplon stay. If you want it firmer, you can use a hard pepper stay too. So I'm going to place my pattern on top of the pepper stay. You can see how I turned it to the wrong side because I'm going to stitch on the machine with the pepper on it. So I secure with my pins, so make sure you secure it with your pins all around, and then head over to the machine to stitch by the size of that shape. So I will go to my machine now. So here on my machine, I'm going to drop my presser foot just beside. I will start from one end and start stitching. So I'm just starting from this end to stitch. So I'll just take it all around like that. So making sure I get all the points I marked. So I'll just go that way, like that, till I come back to where I started. But at this point, I backstitch and gave a gap of 6 inches where I will open it before I stitched. So here I'm taking off my pepper. So I will use this pepper to cut the second one. We are going to have 2 of this, so I'm just sewing only one for demonstration purpose. So here I'm cutting out just very close to the line, but be careful you don't cut it out. So I'm just trimming it out very close. Okay, I did not add any seam allowance like that because I've already stitched with the pepper. So I cut out the shape exactly. So from the part I opened right now, so you can see the part I left open. That is where I'm going to open it and turn it. So I'll take my time to turn this. I'll turn it and make sure I bring out all the points. So once I'm done turning it now and bringing out all the points, I'll just go and give it a good press. So here you can see the open part. I'll just twist it to the back and go back to the machine and stitch to the extent I will not be able to stitch again. I use my hemming gum and finish it. So that's exactly what I did right here. So the next is to decorate with your applique, or you can even bead on it if you want. The one we have on the video is beaded and on the thumbnail, but I have a sewable applique right here, so I just want to show you how to go about it. I think the applique is also fine. If you cannot be able to bead, you can just go ahead and use your applique for it. So the applique, I'm sewing it on top of it and I'm following all the scallops. So this will just define and give this beautiful sleeve a more structured and beautiful look. So I'm taking it throughout the scallops and I'm stitching it, as you can see. So I don't have enough of my applique, so I didn't cover all of them. So you can go ahead and bead, but I just felt like using more of my applique to decorate it. So this is what I came out with, and you can see our sleeve is very beautiful. So you are going to make another of it and place it on top of it like this, then stitch at the tips. The parts I'm showing you, you are going to top stitch on them to make it one sleeve. So I'm pinning on the parts I'm going to top stitch. So I'm using this pepper just to show you how you are going to stitch the 2 of them. Next is to open up the sleeve and sew at your bust point and at the back point. So thanks for watching and see you in the